Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hi there, welcome back.
So you can see, guys, an explosion fills the Texas sky after a train collides with an 18-wheeler. And this is over in Cameron, Texas, which you can see is to the northeast of Austin, or basically northwest of Houston. And this is a massive, massive explosion. There's videos attached here on RT to show how big this is.
I know, and I did hear, I think I read where there are evacuations happening now.
Well, amazingly, nobody died. That's the good thing.
That's excellent, yes.
Texas has been through an awful lot, and this is one more thing adding to it. Now, you had some impressions on this. Now, you've been saying, too, for a while, like going back into the last year, that you felt things were going to be happening in Texas.
Oh yeah, it's going to get difficult for Texas, and I feel like this is the beginning. Well, it's not really the beginning, but it's one of the things that's going to be happening moving forward. It's going to look like an accident, but I don't feel the accident energy.
Yeah, so residents have been told to stay clear of the area. There was a video where people were driving closer to it, and then all of a sudden the passenger, and they're still far away. They're still probably half a mile away, at least, maybe a mile. And the passenger says that he could feel the heat coming through, and so he tells the driver to back up. And then the driver does start to back up, and then it explodes to an all new level. You always want to be careful with things like this.
Well, yeah, with these chemicals, you don't know what kind of reaction and how much heat it's going to put off, and yeah, just stay way far away.
Well, the county sheriff said the fire was mostly fueled by petroleum, and there are no reports of chemical hazards, but evacuations around the area are underway as they're battling the blaze. And of course, businesses and homes will be evacuated. This was like the view, I think, from the guys, or at least this is the same road coming in where it goes, and poof, it was just huge, huge, huge. So think about that. Gas prices are rising already. They are rising, and there's also going to be, if you're out and about, you got to be sure you could get gas too.
Well, yeah, that's really important. There's a lot of apps that you can get that some are, I'm sure, better than others, but there's apps you can get that tell you which gas stations are open and stuff like that.
Some 13 to 15 train cars, some loaded with coal and fuel. Well, those things, petroleum, coal, fuel, all that stuff is really necessary. Those are forms of energy. And as we know, Texas had a major energy crisis that led to loss of life. And you can see, smoke can be seen from miles and miles away.
And I also read somewhere where the refineries are finding like cracked holes and stuff since the big freeze, and they're repairing things. So it looks like a real slow move to get everything back up and running.
Yeah, you have 3 cars loaded with fuel currently burning, will likely be left to burn out. At least one structure has caught fire near the tracks. There are evacuations. Thankfully, no fatalities to report. As always, we're sending our prayers to everybody that's been affected by all the crazy weather around the globe, and we're sending our prayers to so many beloved family members that we have over in Texas. We have tons and tons of family members and good friends in Texas.
Yes, we do, and just hope everybody's safe.
Yeah, most definitely stay safe, because this feels well, I think you guys get the feel here. Yeah, it could be just a horrible bad luck accident, but I would just be prepared. We need to be prepared. The one thing that we learned from everything that happened in Texas is, we need to be prepared. We have to have, like, if the power goes out, we've been saying for 4 years about now, if the power goes out, what are you going to do if you're in an area that's either super cold or super hot, where it can become life-threatening? And, so, things that I would be thinking about if I was, say, in, somewhere like Phoenix that could get so hot is, well, how would we cope? Or how would grandma and grandpa cope if the Power goes out in Phoenix in July and August, and you got like 115, 120 degree weather, like Phoenix, for instance. Last year, just about, I think it was half the days were over 100 degrees. And there are a lot of elderly in that area. So how would we handle it? Do you have generators? Do you have, propane and things like that to keep it going? And, of course, obviously in the cold weather, which we've, going through that cycle now being in the winter, although it does feel like spring may come early and we'll go straight into summer in many places.
I know we need a lot of resiliency these days, and that kind of translates to redundancy. So you just want to have backups to your backups to your backups.
Yes, most definitely. And here we see record-breaking Bitcoin tumbles on Yellen warning. Now there was, two people making comments. We have obviously the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned that the quote-unquote highly speculative unit could be used for illicit purposes. Now, Bitcoin, the one thing that I know about it is that it's not regulated by the Fed, so when we talk about the Fed and we talk about not being regulated by the Fed, well, I mean, I understand why people would want to, find alternative systems out there. There's very few places that have alternative systems around the globe to the power structure that governs the financial aspects of this planet when you get down to it. Yeah. Very few. Actually, there's a list. If we go back, 20 years, that list is almost mimicked by a list that was given out by a certain general. You guys know, I don't want to get in trouble talking about it all, but there's a lot of powers that be. This is the structure of society, basically. And I don't mean Bitcoin. I mean, the almighty dollar, the petrodollar, and, of course you have BRICS, which has come up, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, to build a alternative, quote unquote, to the petrodollar. And, there's definitely reasons why people would love to be outside of the system. I just personally see things, maybe because I'm an old fart, being more of barter and trade as we go forward, as things start to unwind in so many ways, and people are going to have to be growing their own food in many cases, or, bartering and trading with skills and things like that with neighbors that perhaps have a farm or are able to grow enough food, work out deals. Maybe you're a mechanic. Okay, well, I'll fix your car or I'll fix your AC and, trade you for this and that.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a big split. There's going to be people who decide to stay in the system. Then there's going to be people who develop a way to not be in the system.
So I understand that, people view Bitcoin as a way of getting out of the system. And so you have this tumbling that is occurring right now. You see about 1500 GMT, the digital currency slid 12.57% to 47,946, while rival Ethereum declined 15% to 1539. Now, coincidentally, or not so coincidentally, you had Elon Musk saying Bitcoin prices seem high. And so, just these people, there's certain people around the globe that can speak one word and tumble currency, tumble a way of life, tumble anything they want.
Yep, they sure can.
So I just found this kind of interesting that, these comments come out and of course it starts to tumble. But at the same time, you have Treasury Secretary Yellen saying that digital currency is perhaps something that's unavoidable and something in the future, right? So, Bitcoin is a form of digital currency, but it's not federally regulated. So basically what she's saying is as long as it's federally regulated and digital will be fine.
Right, exactly.
That's, it just has to be within the existing power structure.
Yes, it must be.
That's the bottom line.
Yep, it is. It's sad but true.
Yeah. Well, we know, the good old boys network type thing.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the fine blue line, stuff like that, yeah.
So, guys, thanks for being part of the family. Make sure you're subscribed, have the bell clicked. Thanks for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. Anybody that needs to set up a time for energy work, spiritual coaching, Vedic charts. With the Vedic charts, we do need time of birth. That's critical, as well as place and date. And it'd probably be about 2 to 3 weeks for the Vedic charts still, as she's still keeping busy with them every moment of the waking day.
Yep.
But she loves it, and she's growing with it.
I'm growing, yes, indeed.
And reach out to us at EEARTS at Proton Mail or evolutionaryenergyarts at gmail.com. May you guys be blessed with abundant peace, love, health, happiness, and may you also be prepared for anything and everything that may come. And Cindy's going to give us a ding.
God bless and namaste.
God bless, guys. Namaste.